Hello, I'm Annalee. I wrote Zoey and the Witch under my pen name Judy Gloom. This is a sweet YA that takes place over the week leading up to Halloween. Zoey is a complex, dark heroine. She is not goofy. She's not funny. I don't try to be funny in the book. I'm trying to write books that I love, which are dark, scary, serious, paranormal novels. So this and my other books are all like that. And it's like they say, write the books you want to read. So that's what I'm doing. And I hope other people are looking for this too. People who read the later Harry Potter books, which are kind of dark, would definitely go for this. It's good for 13 and up, but there are some scary things. There's like some zombies and some voodoo stuff, and then there's some magic as well, which could also be scary. I made sure to fill this book with magic. There is witches on flying brooms, there are spells, there are incantations, there are grimoires, there are verbal magic spells that people can do. There's hidden compartments in this big mansion. It's all the things I love about magic books. And I read a bunch of books about witches, and I was just like, where's the magic in this? So that was really forefront in my mind when I was writing it. And so I hope that's something that stands out, like why should you read this book and not the million other YA books? It's definitely a darker, serious version of a teen witch story, teen coming of age story, and it is full of magic. So my process for writing is I write on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday, and leave Wednesday for bills and phone calls and stuff I have to take care of. And I write 2,500 words a day, and sometimes that can take me 2.5 hours when I'm writing 1,000 words an hour, or that can take me 4 or 5 hours. I found that it's best to, when you're in your writing period, when you're doing your actual writing, to write the scenes well. You can't plan to write 2,000 words a day and then have to sit and think about the story. You have to do your outlining at a different time. Otherwise, it's just demoralizing, and then you feel like I can't get anything done, because it feels amazing to write 2,500 words a day over 2 months, 3 months, and then have a book that's done. It's crazy. So this takes place in Southern California, and then they move over to New Orleans for a part of the last half of the book. And I got to stay in New Orleans a couple of years ago I was working on a film, which unfortunately didn't come out, but it was I had so much fun. I lived there for 3 months, and we lived in a hotel. And I got to go to a set every day and then just hang out on the weekends. And I just fell in love with New Orleans. I mean, I already was in love with New Orleans because of Anne Rice books since when I was a teenager. But being there and being in the humidity and the hot rainstorms and, oh my gosh, the French Quarter, and man, it was so great. And so I had so much fun writing this book, especially the parts where it was in New Orleans, and then there's a whole scene where we're in the swamp, and for some reason I just had so much fun writing that part. I didn't think I would, but it's sort of like the villains really came alive in this book for me. I didn't have them as fleshed out as my good people, so it was like a real fun surprise to enjoy writing the villains so much. And the other thing I especially love about paranormal books is like witches against witches or monsters against monsters. I don't like it when it's humans against witches or humans against monsters. The good guys are the humans, the bad guys are the monsters. I just don't like that. So all of my books have, paranormal heroines and paranormal villains and everyone in between. So that is one thing that I think is different about my book too. So a lot of people ask me, how did I even finish a book? How did I write all of these, hundreds of thousands of words? And it's a good question. I have been writing my whole life, and I never really finished anything. I got really far. It would just be not quite ready to show anyone. I mean, if you're a writer or a creative person, you know how it is. It's scary to share this stuff with people. So I figured there had to be some subconscious reason or block or something keeping me from doing it, because I've been doing it forever and I just couldn't get past a certain point. And so I did some writing, and yeah, indeed, I had a subconscious block. I had 2. And I worked on changing those, and it's just made all the difference. There was definitely a fear of putting out something that I really cared about, that was really personal. And working on those beliefs helped. There's still a little nervousness to be like, here's my book, and I put so much of me into it. But I think, the message for other artists I would like to convey is that I don't think the reader sees you in the book as much as you know you're in the book or whatever art form you're using. So, send me a message and let me know what creative things you're struggling with. I would be happy to share my experience with changing my beliefs, because it changed everything for me with writing, and then it's also opened up a whole other part of my life, which I won't get into here, but it's blown my mind. It's really amazing. So I hope you check out Zoey and the Witch. It takes place the week before Halloween, ending with the big climax on Halloween. So it's the perfect book to read in the week leading up to Halloween. And go to Amazon and grab yourself a copy. Take a look at the reviews. They're awesome. I'm super proud. Thanks.